Katy Perry is spiraling, and not just in public opinion, but in full-blown reputation freefall. Once crowned pop royalty, she's now become the butt of Hollywood's cruelest punchline. The very machine that built her up has turned the lights off, shut the door, and walked away, leaving her flailing through a bizarre series of stunts that reek more of desperation than reinvention. And the tipping point? That infamous 2025 Blue Origin spaceflight, a tone-deaf, glittery disaster masquerading as female empowerment. What was pitched as a historic feminist milestone quickly devolved into a billionaire-sponsored joke, with Perry playing astronaut in a PR costume designed for likes, not legacy. Her 10-minute suborbital joyride, barely long enough to finish a podcast, was dressed up as a bold, transformative event. Emotional Instagram captions, bell-ringing ceremonies, the whole 9 yards. But the reality? She trained for 2 days to sit still in a capsule, float briefly, then return to Earth. There was no science, no mission, no substance. Just a photo op for Jeff Bezos' billion-dollar vanity project, and Katy was front and center, trying to turn it into a redemption arc. Instead, it became her biggest humiliation. Within hours, social media went feral. Katy Cosmonaut trended, with memes mocking her cosmic girl boss narrative. But the real blow didn't come from Twitter. It came from legacy media. Megyn Kelly torched the stunt on her show, calling it a well-funded Instagram story in disguise, and laughing at the absurdity of needing training to sit still for 10 minutes. Her takedown went viral with over 5 million views in 48 hours, lighting a match under what was already a crumbling public image. And when Joe Rogan joined in, on one of the most listened-to podcasts in the world, the damage spread like wildfire. He dragged her space speech, mocked the feminine divine angle, and described the entire trip as a Disneyland ride for irrelevant rich people. Brutal, but effective. Perry wasn't a trailblazer, she was cosplay with a camera crew. And the worst part? Nobody in the industry came to her defense. No celebrity peers spoke up. No producers posted support. No record labels rallied around her. The silence was deafening. Her tour support dried up. Her A-list cachet vanished overnight. And suddenly, Katy Perry wasn't controversial, she was disposable. But the Blue Origin fiasco was just the match. The kindling had been piling up for years. Her new album, 143, meant to mark her big return, only made things worse. She brought back old collaborators like Max Martin, Stargate, and in the worst decision possible, Dr. Luke. Yes, the same doctor. Luke accused by Kesha of sexual and emotional abuse. That one. In a post-Me Too world, Perry not only collaborated with him but brushed off the backlash like it was static. The optics were atrocious. Her feminist branding imploded on impact. How can you scream empowerment while partnering with someone your peers have publicly distanced themselves from? Even Orlando Bloom, her longtime fiancé, reportedly couldn't take it anymore. After nearly a decade of ups, downs, and red carpet PDA, he quietly stepped away, allegedly fed up with her attention-seeking antics. Reports say he warned her repeatedly about the space stunt, begged her not to do it. But she did it anyway. And now, they're not arguing about wedding venues. They're arguing over whether to attend Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez's next PR gala. That's how far this has gone. A man who played Legolas, fought off hordes of orcs with grace, apparently couldn't stomach watching his partner twerk through existential monologues while wielding an invisible lightsaber on stage. And who could blame him? The Lifetimes tour, Perry's supposed comeback extravaganza, was an even bigger disaster than the album. Clips went viral, but for all the wrong reasons. She wasn't reclaiming the stage. She looked confused, out of sync, and completely detached from the pop titan she once was. The choreography was sloppy, the performances unhinged. Critics described her dancing as a broken animatronic at a theme park, and fans weren't cheering. They were cringing. It wasn't nostalgia. It was watching someone impersonate their former self with all the energy of a Vegas impersonator running late. But it wasn't just bad optics. It was personal. Indie artist Rin Weaver accused Katy of bullying her backstage at Coachella, mocking her looks, and humiliating her in front of industry insiders. The story didn't explode, but it landed hard with fans who already suspected the girl power persona was more costume than conviction. Even Perry's ex, Travie McCoy, became a quiet casualty of her branding machine. She dragged his addiction struggles into her single Circle the Drain, turning personal pain into a public spectacle. At the time, it was framed as empowerment. In hindsight, it looks a lot like exploitation. Behind the scenes, the signs were everywhere. The Grammy buzz was non-existent. Streaming numbers dipped. No big-name collabs. No surprise appearances. No TikTok virality. In 2025, when the 143rd era should have marked a victory lap, it looked more like a final lap. Hollywood stopped inviting her. She wasn't at the Met Gala, not on late night, not even on the list. And let's be real, when Dua Lipa's stylist gets more red carpet invites than you, the industry's made its choice. They're done. Because when the industry cancels you, it's not always loud. It's quiet. It's emails that go unanswered. It's phones that stop ringing. It's producers, busy with other projects. No one needs to tweet. Number Katy Perry is over party when the entire machine just quietly moves on without you. And that's exactly what happened. Katy spent years shape-shifting, from Christian pop girl to edgy rebel, from Hillary surrogate to spiritual guru, from bubblegum feminist to zero-gravity mystic. But through it all, she never actually evolved. She just recycled the same glittery shell with new labels. By 2025, nobody knew what she stood for. Not her fans, not her team, and definitely not the public. And here's the brutal truth. Katy Perry didn't fall because she changed. She fell because she didn't know how to. Reinvention isn't just swapping aesthetics. It's about growth, substance, authenticity. And while the industry loves a good comeback, they also know when it's too late. Katy Perry wasn't canceled in a blaze of scandal. She was abandoned. And in Hollywood, that's the slowest, coldest death of all. So when people say she's over, they're not talking about charts. They're talking about trust, about credibility, about relevance. Katy Perry wanted to be everything to everyone. But now, she's nothing to anyone. A ghost of a pop star, orbiting a legacy she can no longer touch. And the industry? They've already left the launch pad without her.